Hey everyone, Stephanie Lucrezio coming to you live. Just finished my workout, was in a Zen place, came home, got some phone calls, and discovered that we have yet another bill. So I wanted to come and do a quick live just to let you all know what's happening. I did post the post from Innovative Parenting this morning that helped me to discover that this was going on. So thank you so much, Innovative Parenting, for always being on top of this stuff. We have a new bill. And it is the Senate Bill S2889. And I'm going to wait a couple of moments for people to pop on. So say hello, let me know that you're here and you can hear me. Every day is a winding road here in New Jersey. So hopefully you all are keeping your heads together and staying strong. Hey, everyone. I always want to keep people informed. And I do want to show you a couple of things on how to register because I know that the link that I posted may or may not be working. It's quite tricky. Hi, everyone. So for those of you just popping on, I know that's how I felt, Kathleen. She says, oh, what is it now? That's exactly how I felt. So we have a bill, S2889, sponsored by yours truly, Senator Vitale, 2 in a row. He's really heavy hitting. Those relationship building situations are really working well for those that think that the relationships are the only thing that we need. Hello, Mark. Thank you for being a first-time viewer. Welcome. I'm Stephanie Lucrezio. I am a holistic health coach, a yoga instructor, and a medical freedom warrior. So we're fighting lots of bills in New Jersey. There are a lot of bills all over the United States. Obviously, I follow Jersey the closest because that's where I live. And we were in Trenton a little over a week ago fighting a flu vaccine mandate bill. And now we have a new bill. Senator Vitale, who's the Lone Ranger on this bill? There is nobody else on this bill. It's just Senator Vitale. No co-sponsor, and this bill is going to be heard in the Senate Health Committee on October 8th. It's already up there, which is interesting because typically you need to have a sponsor. You need to have some interest from other people. It's also very interesting that Senator Vitale is the head of the Senate Health Committee, and we've seen how things have been manipulated prior to this. So here we go. This bill authorizes pharmacists to administer the COVID vaccine or medications. And for some of you, you may think, well, what's the big deal? And there is a big deal because when you get a vaccine, there is something called informed consent that's typically done between doctor and patient. Now, we've become very used to pharmacists administering flu shots. I saw it happening yesterday when I was in CVS. They just hitting people up right in front of me. And as soon as I went to go pay, they asked me if I wanted my flu shot. I said no. I also told them that I was interested in learning more about the flu shot and asked for a vaccine insert, to which I got the 1-page printout. And I said, no, that's not the insert. I want the actual insert that comes in the box. And the woman looked at me perplexed. And I said, there's a box and inside there's a pamphlet. I want the pamphlet. So she's like, well, I have to ask. So she goes over to the pharmacist and they have this whole conversation and they're both staring at me because I don't have my mask on and giving me nasty looks. And the woman came over and handed me the box. And I said, no, I don't want the box. I want the insert inside of the box. And she goes, I don't know what you mean. I said, open a new box, grab the insert, and just give me that piece of paper, that pamphlet. And she finally opened it and she basically threw the pamphlet at me because she wouldn't hand it to me because I was too close. And there was really very little conversation because I watched the whole process go down between this woman that was in front of me getting the flu shot and the person administering it. There was really no conversation. It was just, do you want a flu shot? Okay, great. Here we go. And informed consent is a conversation that happens typically between doctor and patient. So when you have an informed consent conversation, there is a conversation that goes on about the risks and the benefits of any such procedure, whether it's a medication, a surgical procedure, or a vaccine. It should be happening. A lot of times it's not. The other thing that I wonder is when you go to a doctor's office, many of you know that you fill out a very hefty intake. There's a lot of questions about things that medical procedures, reactions that you've had, surgeries, medications that you're on, all of these things. Are they doing this in the pharmacy? Are they having these conversations with you? If there's a reaction, are they reporting the reaction? Are they following up with you to see if you're having a reaction? If there is a reaction, are they reporting it to theirs? There's just a lot of things that are kind of concerning. Not only that, but this vaccine is a brand spanking new vaccine. When it does come out, we don't know a lot about it. Is it going to shed? Are the people getting these vaccines going to be contagious for a couple of days? Do they know about the possible side effects and issues? Are they having these conversations? So I feel that this is not just a pharmacist. It's an intern. It says it right here. The bill will allow pharmacists, pharmacy externs, and pharmacy interns to administer injectable medications, biological products, or immunizations authorized by the United States Food and Drug Administration for the prevention or treatment of coronavirus disease 2019. If the administration of the injectable medication, biological product, or immunization is either consistent with applicable rules, regulations, or guidelines established by the Federal Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, or consistent with the United States Food and Drug Administration labeling for the injectable medication, biological product, or immunization. So basically, it's just like a one-size-fits-all product. And I've said it over and over again, and I'm going to say it again. There is no one-size-fits-all with anything. There is no one-size-fits-all with food. There is no one-size-fits-all with medication. There is no one-size-fits-all with clothing. Every single person is different. So being able to just slap, an approval to say, hey, you're in ShopRite, you're at the pharmacy, you want to go get your watermelon and walk over to the pharmacist and just get your flu and COVID vaccine on the same day, have at it. It's going to all be one-stop shopping. It's very concerning. So we need to have some more conversations about this before anything happens with this bill. And I'm encouraging everybody to make sure that you're tweeting, that you're calling Senator Vitale's office. And we're not necessarily opposing anything at this point because nothing has been passed, but we're just asking the questions that need to be asked, having the conversation. So number one, let them know that we are watching. We're watching what's happening. We're watching the bills that are coming out of those offices because I think that they think we just don't pay attention. And I know I'm paying attention. Of course it keeps dropping. Can you hear me better now? Can you guys hear me? Anytime I talk about anything controversial, they drop my connection. Okay. So I'm going to keep going. Hopefully you can hear me. I want to share my screen because the link that I shared before, for some reason, is not working. So I want to show you exactly how to register to speak. That is, Twitter is not working for sounds. Interesting. Hold on. Let me try something out here. Let me put my headset on. Is Facebook hearing me? Facebook is hearing me. Twitter is not working. That's very interesting. If you're on Twitter and you have Facebook, you can come onto Facebook. You can go on to YouTube. There are many other channels that I'm streaming from. I don't know why Twitter is being crazy, but I'm going to put on a headset. Maybe it'll help. Does that help? Is that good? Okay, people can hear me. Beautiful. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go here and we're going to go into the New Jersey legislature. So if you're on, you're going to go to njleg.state.nj.us. You can see that up in my browser. And the way that you register to speak for Thursday, which we need people to speak, and just by registering, it doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to get to speak, but you also get to record your opposition. So you're going to go over to committees. You're going to hit Senate committees, and then you're going to scroll down until you see the Health, Human Services, and Senior Citizens Committee. You're going to click on that. You're going to click on it again. And you're going to go to View Schedule right here. And Thursday, October 8th is the date that we're looking at. And right here, you'll see registration form. So you're going to go to your registration form, click on it, and this will take you through. So you're going to fill out all your information. And here it says, do you wish to testify? You'll click this button and you want to make sure that you put oppose. So these are the two most important things that if you wish to testify, to click this box and to make sure that you're registering your opposition. It's very easy to do. Let me just go back to my stream to see if people have, Facebook is. Do you guys have questions about that? Are you good? Let me see what's happening. Yes, I wonder if your throttle keeps freezing. Of course it keeps freezing. Okay, so that's where you're going to go. You're going to go right into the NJ Ledge. Let me put myself back up on the screen here. You're going to go right into that website and just register. Make sure that you record your opposition. Make sure that if you're comfortable speaking, it's, I believe, going to be all online. I don't think that we're permitted in the building. So I think if you are going to
be invited to speak, it will probably be virtually. If you have to go down to Trenton, I mean, I'm prepared to do whatever it takes. So only if you're comfortable. If you're not comfortable, that's totally fine. Just make sure that you're registering your opposition. And then you can also call Senator Vitale's office. And like I said, there's no specific thing that we're opposing. He's not going to take it off. He's going to do what he wants. But what I would like everybody to do is just to ask the important questions, just to have a conversation about why. Why is this bill going to the Health Committee when there's no co-sponsor? What is the reason for doing this now when the COVID vaccine isn't even here? We don't know if it's effective. We don't know what the side effects are going to be. We don't know much of anything. So to go from no COVID vaccine to any person in a ShopRite pharmacy or any pharmacy in New Jersey can administer this vaccine without really having an informed consent conversation, without knowing all the ins and outs. The bill number is S2889. So I'm going to go through the directions one more time. All right. Just so you guys have it. Yes, you can register your opposition without requesting to speak. You don't have to request to speak. The most important thing is that you register your opposition through that link and maybe place a phone call to Senator Vitale's office just to let him know that you have some questions about what's happening. I think the most important thing that we can do is ask these critical thinking questions, because my opinion is for them to post such a bill, they either think that we're not paying attention or that we're really not able to have these conversations. So I want to make sure that he understands that we're paying attention and we have some really excellent questions about this type of legislation that we're proactively reaching out and asking. So those are the two most important things that you can do right now. Stay tuned, because if this passes out of the Health Committee and we see an assembly bill matching, which right now there is no assembly bill that we know of, it's just Senator Vitale, the Lone Ranger, on this bill, which was created in September. It was introduced on September 14, 2020. And this is the first time I'm actually hearing about it today because it's on the agenda for October 8th. So we need to pay attention to see what goes on October 8th. If it does pass out of the Health Committee and we do see an assembly bill coming up to match, then we may need to be back in Trenton again. So stay tuned for that. You can also sign up to follow this bill so that you know exactly what's happening. You can get updates on if it passes out, on anything that's going on specifically. And I encourage you, on any bills that you're interested in, you should definitely follow them, because things move and you don't even know that they're moving. And I know for a lot of us, we're balancing and juggling having our kids either homeschooled or hybrid learning. We have jobs, we have lives, we have families, we have all different types of things happening. So to be constantly attached to the legislative calendar in New Jersey is not necessarily the most realistic thing. But I encourage you to get familiar. And believe me, when I first signed on, it was overwhelming for me. Like, I did not understand what the hell I was looking at, because there's a lot of tabs and a lot of different things going on. So if you need anything specific, I'm more than happy to share my screen and show you. But it's just plug and play. Go in and get used to it. Understand what it is you need to be doing, because the only way that we can stop things from passing in New Jersey is by being aware of what's happening before it happens. So we need to constantly be one step ahead and to hold them accountable, to remind them that they work for we the people, and the constituents are the ones that they need to be creating bills and passing bills for. Just so you know, I will be going live tomorrow with Assemblyman Scharfenberger to talk more about his bill, which is good legislation that we want to make sure we're bringing attention to and encouraging people to come on and, you know, bring this legislation to a place where we can vote it and pass it. If you're just signing on, we're talking about Bill S2889, introduced by Vitale on September 14th. It is on the schedule for the Health Committee on October 8th. And it would basically allow pharmacists, pharmacy interns, and pharmacy externs to administer the COVID vaccine or any medications for COVID inside of the pharmacies all across New Jersey, which poses some really serious concerns as far as what type of informed consent conversations will be happening. The time tomorrow for the live is 8 p.m. I'm going to post something tomorrow for you guys so that you know, so mark your calendars. But as far as the bill, we have concerns about informed consent. We have concerns about reactions, follow-up, health histories. And the other thing that you need to be concerned about is if you get a vaccine and you're an adult, there is an adult vaccine, what is it called? It is the New Jersey Immunization Info System, which is a registry. So when you go into your pharmacies to get your immunizations, they ask you most times if you want to be part of this registry, and you absolutely do not want to be part of the registry. We don't really know who's seeing this information, how it will be used, why it's being collected, and whether it's going to be helpful or harmful. My gut feeling is that it's not helpful and it's only going to be harmful. So you want to make sure you're staying off of that registry. If you are choosing to go and get your flu vaccine or any other vaccine anywhere here in New Jersey, stay off the registry. And make sure you're getting your insert. The insert is not that single sheet of paper. I have an insert here. I'm going to show you all what it looks like because it's really important that you know the difference. This is a vaccine insert. This lovely, lovely little piece of paper right here. Not so little, lots of little letters. And it is very, very scary when you actually read it. There's some things on here that I think everybody should know. The interesting thing that I think that everybody should know is here in New Jersey, we mandate that 5 and under have the flu vaccine. And on this vaccine insert somewhere, it clearly says that it's not recommended for children 4 and under because there has been very little testing. It also says that it hasn't been tested for any carcinogenic effects. It says it hasn't been tested properly on pregnant women. So there's a lot of very interesting things. I highly encourage you to go to your pharmacy and request one of these handy dandy sheets of paper so that you can read it. You can also go online and you can print it. When you print a vaccine insert for the flu shot, it is 40 pages long. So there's lots of reading for you. If you need something to keep you busy, that certainly will do it. But we need to make sure that our vaccines are doctor-patient relationship, informed consent, and really being treated as an individual person, not as a cybot that is a one-size-fits-all when it comes to medical procedures, stays intact. And having bills like this move creates a one-size-fits-all type strategy when it comes to vaccines, which I have an issue with, number one, and I also have a huge issue with a brand spanking new vaccine that we know nothing about. So if you're just hopping on, we're talking about S2889. That is a bill that would allow pharmacists, pharmacy interns, and externs to administer the COVID vaccine and any other types of medications. I'm going to go through the process one more time of showing you how to sign on to register here. So if you're just popping on, if you want to sign on to nj.ledge.us, I'm going to share my screen and you can do this with me. This is really the most important thing that you can do right now. So go on to njledge.us, njledge.state.nj.us. You can see the address right here. You're going to go to Senate committees. You're going to scroll down until you see the Health and Human Services Senior Citizens Committee. You're going to click again. Actually, you could just probably go to view schedule. There you go. Hit view schedule, Thursday, October 8th. And the registration form is right here. It's a hyperlink in purple. Click on it. The most important thing that you want to do is to oppose. Click the box that you're opposed. And if you wish to testify, you're going to click that you want to testify. Testimony is limited to 3 minutes, and they're going to contact you to let you know if you're someone that's going to be speaking. So if you're registering to testify, please make sure that you're willing to actually do that. And if you're not, that's okay. Just make sure that you record your opposition. I would slower. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. Hold on. I'm going to do it again. Put this back in. Here we go. Let's go back. So I'm going to go back out of here. Okay. So you're going to go to Senate committees right on the side. Click on it. Scroll down. You're going to go to Health, Human Services, and Senior Citizens. Click on that. Right? Click on it again. And hit View Schedule in green. Under the Health, Human Services, and Senior Citizens, hit View Schedule. Click on Thursday, October 8th, which is the day that they're going to be meeting. You're going to click there. And then right on the top, you're going to see in purple, there's a registration form. So you're going to click that registration form. You want to scroll down, fill in all of your information. Obviously, I already did this. You're going to make sure that you hit that you're opposed. And then if you want to testify, you're going to hit that you want to testify. I'm not certain whether it's going to be an in-person testimony or if it's going to be something that's online. I'm prepared to go either way. So I did opt to do this. If you're not comfortable doing this, that's completely fine. Just make sure that you hit that you're opposed and you can have a conversation maybe call Vitali's office and have a conversation about your concerns. And I think that's really all that we need to do right now is just register our opposition, have some conversations, ask some really critical thinking, thoughtful questions. And let's make sure that this does not move beyond this point. One of the questions that I really want an answer to is how this is on the health committee agenda. And he's the Lone Ranger, Senator Vitale, by himself, no co-sponsors, no assembly bill. Why exactly is that happening? I'm not really sure. Is he using his position of power inside of the health committee to bring his own agenda to the floor, to the committee? I don't really understand it, but it's a great question to ask, and then ask questions about the process, informed consent. Are they doing a full health history before they're deciding that this is an appropriate course of treatment for you? How are they reporting injuries or reactions? How are they going to know about them? Are they following up with people? Do we know enough about this vaccine to create a widespread vaccination campaign without really seeing how people are affected by it? I mean, these are all valid, logical questions. Do we know if this vaccine sheds? Do people need to quarantine themselves after having this vaccine? Because if it does shed, and people, if you're not aware of this, vaccine shed. So if you get a live vaccine like MMR, you were actually contagious for 14 to 21 days after you get the vaccine. You can spread the vaccine version of the measles. But you don't know because you're not exhibiting any symptoms of the measles. Like if you had the wild strain of the measles, you would have a bumpy rash, you would have a fever, you would have all types of symptoms. So people would know to steer clear of you. If you get a vaccine and you are shedding it without being symptomatic, that's a very dangerous thing, especially with something like COVID that we're still learning so much about. We don't really have any idea what there's many different vaccines. Some of them are changing the structure of your DNA. So there's a lot of concerns here. And I don't think that we're in a position in New Jersey or anywhere else to be doing widespread campaigns of people who are not physicians, to be giving a one size fits all type recommendation for a vaccine that we don't yet understand. So get on board, have your voice be heard. I know that it is a very difficult time. Believe me, I have so many people that are saying that they are burning out, and I totally get it. I am burning out some days. I feel exhausted some days. You know, there are people that are friends and family members with me that are afraid to be near me because of the work that I'm doing. It's a very difficult thing to do. So I want to commend each and every one of you that show up, that do the work, that are brave, that are bold, that are willing to do the things that nobody else wants to do. Know that you're never alone. We are all in this together. And on Saturday, October 10th, we're actually going to be doing our self-care Saturday. We got so much feedback that the 3rd wasn't something that worked that we moved it to the 10th so more people could come. It's from 10 to 12 in Paramus. It's going to be a really restorative, rejuvenating, a little bit of flow, a little bit of yin, hanging out, doing some yoga, connecting with breath, being able to connect with like-minded, like-hearted people, and just refilling our cup, because we can see very clearly that the battle ahead of us is going to be one that we need to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. So honor where you are. If you feel tired, rest. If you feel, oh yay, Kathleen, I'm so happy to, are you going to be there? The registration form, everything is on my page. So give your body what it needs. If you need to rest, take some rest. If you feel energized and fired up and you want to go out there and, you know, do things. But make sure that you're engaged in this conversation, that you're sharing, and that you're connecting with people. If you feel alone, if you feel like you need support, know that I'm always here, and I totally understand how hard this can be. Location will be sent to you once it's a secret location. So once you register, everything will be sent to you. Please make sure to register early, because we need a certain minimum to make it worth it for us to do this event. So register early so that we know that we have that minimum met and we can make sure that we're all set to go. So go on the website. Caitlin, I'm so excited that you're going to be there too. You bringing the pup? Probably not, but we'll do a puppy yoga, I promise. Maybe we'll have a play date with our little dogs as she's whining in the background for my attention. She's hysterical. So I'm going to go play with my pup. Get to work, people. Go on, register, oppose this bill. Make some phone calls to Vitali's office. Ask some questions. Make sure that your voices are heard. and continue to show up and do the work. Be bold, be brave, be the change that you wish to see in the world, and know that your voice makes a huge difference. Your support, I'm going to get her. Hold on. Come here, Missy. Your support, your love, all the things my son wants, or we're having a battle. This is my doggie. This is the one that makes all the noises in the background. Yes. Say hi. Oh, so French kiss me though. It's gross. So thank you so much for tuning in. And I will keep you posted on the, progression of this bill. Make sure you follow it. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. I'm always here. Hopefully I'll see so many of you on Saturday at our yoga event. We can restore, rest, and get rejuvenated for the road ahead, because we're definitely going to need all the energy we can get. So take care of yourself. Sending you so much love, so much light, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye. Isn't she cute? She's a baby. Say bye, Cammie. Bye. Oh, no. Okay, thank you.